It's on.
It's a go. Here we go.
Yes,
Mr. Benjamin,
as we do.
welcome back.
I'm going to play Superman today.
Are you?
Yeah, see, glasses off.
Glasses off. Oh,
And watch this, everybody. Now you don't know who I am.
Clark Kent? Oh my God, is that you? Hey guys, Vegas Day Drinkers, Sip, Socialize, Shine. We are back with episode 26. We're going to call this one Politics of Pop. We're going to give you a quick overview, then we're going to be back with our second segment. So this week, we're going to discuss a little more real time after we were slightly delayed last week, 2 weeks ago.
Well, you made up for it. You posted, what, like 3 different things?
Yeah, we did a few things. So if you consume our content, thank you very much. If you haven't consumed it, check it out. But this week...
If you hasn't, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, seriously. I mean, quality goes into this.
We spend about an hour getting this already, people.
Yeah, real time. We're gonna get a little more chewy on some subjects. That's not a Star Wars reference for Darren here. It's we're gonna talk tax bill for gamblers, no tax on tips. We're gonna talk technology Vegas, things that are innovating here in the Vegas Valley and/or Nevada. The Maca at Allegiant. Superman came out yesterday. We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about America's favorite pastime, Joey Tribbiani sandwiches. Switch, which is an absolute huge data center in the Southwest and then parts of the other country. We're going to discuss about some of their new moves.
Did you love how they had it set up looking like 4th of July?
It was nice.
That's kind of cool.
LED is a great thing.
Yeah.
Boyd sells FanDuel. It's taken FanDuel. NBA Summer League also started this week with the arrival of Cooper Flagg in the NBA. Coinciding with freestyle chess, which I'm not really familiar with, but we're going to talk about it. Finally, a small segment with the grandfather of psilocybin, Paul Stamets. And finally, our wrap-up compendium of Cheers Season 1, Episode 18.
Yes.
You ready to do this?
Let's do this.
The sun is up, time to embark. Forget the rules, we'll make a mark. From bar to bar, the world's our stage. With Darren and Chris, we're turning the page.
Hello, everybody.
And we're back. We failed a little bit this week because we didn't check out anywhere new.
Yeah, but it was 4th of July, so, you know, like most Americans, they let out fireworks. I had to work, but
I was offered a 3-day weekend, and why not? And it was delightful, so I took it upon myself to maybe we should crack a beer.
Yeah, why not? What do we got here?
An oldie but a goodie.
The old standby Guinness Draft, which most people don't know. Most that don't know has actually less calories than Bud Light.
Yes.
Which Chris is having some issues here.
I had a dimpled can.
Yeah. I'm just going to pour this straight in here like an idiot.
But when life gives you lemons, I take a pen to it.
That's right. You figured it out.
Yeah, so Darren, amongst a couple other buddies, came over on the 4th of July. And because I had the day off, I can't not be hospitable. So we did some chili cheese dogs. We did some... smash burgers that was sizzled in beef Wagyu, which were quite tasty.
What did you say it was?
Beef tallow. Yeah, beef tallow.
And if you've never had a burger grilled with tallow, beef tallow, it simply just accents the flavors. It is amazing.
It is. So
it goes well with Guinness.
And just, I constantly try and improve and evolve my process, and they were pretty damn good. We did some smoked baked beans that simmered on the smoker for 4 to 5 hours, some jalapeno poppers, and what else do we do? One last thing. But it was a good evening conversation and keeping the dogs quailed at bay while the fireworks went off. I forgot, as you pour your Guinness and wait for it to settle, one of our devout fans, followers, and friends, I think it's Steve K's birthday today.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, well, cheers. Here's to you, Steve.
I saw Happy Birthday, Steve K. I saw that his daughter got him, or was it his wife? I forget his nickname sometimes. A pair of Terry Fox Adidas, which is his kind of North Star, his guiding light, and one of the most well-known, if not
one of the best,
Canadian people ever.
I would say William Shatner personally, but
Yep.
you might say Ryan Reynolds. I don't know. What would you say?
Right.
Sticking with the Fox.
John Candy.
John Candy. There you go.
There we go.
Rick Moranis.
Clark's Clothes, folks.
Rick Moranis.
Rick
Who
Moranis.
else? I was just watching. Martin Short.
Matthew Perry.
Matthew Perry. Jesus, the list goes on.
I know.
Leonard Nimoy for me as well. I mean, come on.
Before we get into this also, I want to give a quick shout out to Erin, who I did run into at Oasis last week, a very devout poster in the group with her husband. So spotted in the wild. It was nice to do a shot with her.
Oh, yeah.
Ingrid behind the bar was like, what the fuck is going on?
Chris is iconic, if you didn't know.
No, so I like Harry Connick, but not iconic. So. Okay, so over the 4th of July, let's start down the list, as you said last week.
Okay.
Big bill went through Congress or Senate or whatever the hell we call these establishments.
The big, beautiful bill.
But a couple things that effectively affect Nevadans or the place that we reside in and call home. The first one is the tax bill for gamblers.
What's up with, before we continue, what's up with there was Build Back Better. Now there's the big, beautiful bill. Can we move on to the C's, folks? Okay?
Yeah.
We're all grown-ups here.
Okay. So
Anyway.
work our way through the alphabet.
I think it's a terrible thing to do because I don't think any winning should be taxed ever because the amount of money that usually these people put into the machines by the time they hit something
Right.
way outscores what they're actually taking home. So it's essentially a tax on Vegas. It's a tax on Sin City. And I wouldn't be surprised that, and this is not a political thing. This is just a fact. The Project 2025 that Trump said he was not part of, it's a very Christian nationalist thing. And I would not be surprised if they put that in there because they, think gambling is a sin and Sin City shouldn't be a thing, So, because it is written by the Heritage Foundation, which is a very religious institution. So,
Well, our Senator Catherine Cortez Masto came out this week and spoke against it and said how fundamentally it will be a nail in the coffin for like the Las Vegas and Nevada economy.
Sports betting, yeah, and again, if you're gonna take gamblers and you're gonna charge them just to like do what they want to do, it'll increase the black market. It'll just drive people into private betting,
Offshore betting.
Yeah, offshore betting, all kinds of things. It is so ignorant.
Nefarious betting.
Yes. Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, I guess, and I was trying to understand what the positivity is of this is because if you fundamentally wager $100,000, I mean, we've all used that example, and you lose $100,000, you can write it off. But what this new bill is, if you gamble $100,000 and you lose $100,000, you can only write off 90. So 9/10 of that,
Yeah, you're still going to have to pay taxes on it.
You still have to pay taxes on it for, as I said, and think in the article, phantom money.
Now I will say this with I know it's going to be out there on the internet, but I never claimed taxes on anything I ever won. And basically my idea was, I'm not a huge gambler, but I would hit taxables here and there. And you know what? I never put it on my tax return because I figured, if the government's going to come after me for, $500, $400, $300, whatever it may be, then go right ahead because it's going to cost you more to do that than it's going to cost me to just pay you. So.
But you and I both worked in gaming bars in the past, and it came that time of year after the first year where everyone would come around and seek out their W-2s because if you were a carded player, logged in, keyed, whatever you want to call it, that they would take that opportunity. Now, with what they did with it, I don't know if that was just steps or actions they took because that's what their accountant told them to do, or that made them feel better about or the realization for that moment of how much they actually played at said establishment.
Yeah, maybe the casinos might consider. Putting it in their, their loss, they could say, hey, maybe we could write this off as a loss for ourselves somehow. That has potential because, they're not going to want some $1 million player to say, nah, I'm going to go to Macau instead, So hopefully there's a way. But as of right now, it's a terrible part of the bill. And there's a lot of terrible parts of it. But
now, just to be argumentative, I did look it up and I said, why would this be beneficial in the tax bill? And this was spouted back to me, taxing gamblers on their losses, though controversial, could be argued as public health and fiscal responsibility measures. The logic is simple. Gambling addiction has a well-documented social cost, bankruptcy, crime, family breakdown, and increased reliance on public services. By instituting a tax on losses, the government de-incentivizes excessive or reckless gambling behavior, particularly from those who can't afford to lose, in the same way cigarette taxes aim to curb smoking while funding healthcare.
Well, you could do the same. You could tax billionaires the same tax rate we get, and you could fund healthcare and.
I just want to be bipartisan because, obviously we live here. We live closer to the flame of like how it affects us.
But see, so the first line you said that it has the familial problems, which would go with what I said at the very beginning
Sure.
about the Heritage Foundation and religious institutions, because we live in Sin City, where you should be able to do what you want. It's the name of our city.
Yeah.
And Americans fundamentally believe that you should be able to do what you want to do when you want to do it with your stuff. So this bill essentially is taking one of those rights away. It's like saying, nope, you can't do that because we don't agree with it.
Well, I mean, and to the point that it's like, alcohol taxes, higher taxes, cigarette taxes, higher taxes. Because,
I believe in the consumption tax, sure.
Yeah.
But with gambling, you're saying it's okay to lose $100,000, but it's not okay to win $100,000, which
Correct.
is just a double standard that I'm not okay with.
Oh, me either. But I'm just,
If you want to tax alcohol and make and say, hey, this is going directly to health care of people with problems, then great. I'm fine with that.
So as we continue about that, and that was a bill, and then obviously another big campaign measure of the last election cycle was the no tax on tips, which we live adjacent to in our little part of the country also, because there's how many people that work in hospitality here that this could affect.
Yeah. I was just listening to a podcast, and they said that 2% of the population of the United States earns tips, which is surprising to me because, you look at people and they're like, oh, everybody's got their cup out nowadays.
Yeah.
But 2%.
They said in this bill, 2.1 million tipped servers and bartenders are currently working in the country. This bill would also affect barbers, hairdressers, nail technicians, and it could be expanded. We've all heard workers will be able to deduct $25,000 on tips if they make less than $150,000. The change will not fundamentally affect around 40% of the tipped workers. The other 60% of tipped workers are expected to receive an average of $1,800 per year return, which to me, I mean, for what people are paying for mortgages and rent now is 1 month's rent or mortgage, out here.
Yeah.
So it's not like I wasn't like, that's not life changing.
No.
To me.
No,
And so that's a lot.
Life changing would be not making it a payroll tax anymore and just giving it all to you as opposed to waiting till the end of the year and then you have to file for it and then you have to. I don't know if you're going to have to itemize. The list of difficulties just getting it seems to be like it's not going to be worth that much of the money.
It's like.
Plus, I don't know if you knew in the bill that they took away the free file option in the IRS. So now to file, you're either going to have to do it yourself by hand, and you're not going to be able to rely on an app or a website. You can still do it by hand, fill it out, and send it in, or you're going to have to pay somebody now. So it's kind of like a double whammy. So you're going to get this write-off at the end of the year, but if you don't know how to do it yourself, you're going to have to pay somebody to do it. So that's even less money out of your pocket. So.
Oh, the good times keep happening. Interesting times that we live in. When I was doing some research in the only 1 hour that we spend doing this a week.
Yes, that's it.
Just 1 hour.
Well, I'm talking about me personally. Chris, this is Chris's life.
We're working on that.
I'm just kidding.
It's my 1.5 hours.
I say drink to that. Cheers.
Cheers. Cilantro.
Why not?
Yeah.
If we're going to day drink, let's go.
Let's go. LFG.
I think we should pull out this bottle of tea.
Did you have Popular Science magazine when you were a kid?
Hell yeah, I did. It was great.
So when I was writing yesterday, I was kind of thinking I read this article. I forget if it was the Weekly or the LVRJ or something adjacent to it. But I remember you kind of read about the possibility of the future and technology. And, you and I will talk about a little more AI in a minute. But, we're kind of on both different sides of that one. But I read a piece this week, and I think as we go forward in the future, to be positive about some of the things in Nevada, in the ways they're accepting new technologies. So I read this little piece about this place, I believe, currently being built in Henderson. It is called Clarity Technology. And what the technology allows it to do is at their facility, it takes air out of the atmosphere, ambient air out of the atmosphere. It processes, fundamentally removing CO2. So obviously I forget 71 billion pounds of CO2 since the Industrial Revolution started. Mm-hmm. So we're running at a negative. I mean, we're not going to turn this into a Greenpeace podcast.
Yeah.
But what it does is it removes the CO2 real time from the ambient air in the facility. It separates it through non-toxic chemicals and then breaks it down into two different things. So then the byproduct is it mineralizes the CO2 and makes it like quartz crystal type things where it can be used rock for building materials,
Yeah.
etc.
So this technology has been around for a little while, and I don't know exactly what process you're talking about, but I have heard of it. And yes, it does make.
And then it didn't, not immediately, but within the day, it puts clean air back out into the atmosphere.
Yep.
And then it also gives you another byproduct is 1,000 liters of potable water.
It's kind of like it's almost like a Star Wars thing. Remember in Star Wars they had those moisture farms.
Yep.
Luke worked on,
Yep.
and essentially it could be something very similar to that.
Yeah.
I think it's great, and I think that there's this thing. If you read any like Ray Kurzweil talking about futurism, where everybody's still talking about doom and gloom when it comes to climate change, but there is aspects of it that technology is catching up, and it's able to actually reverse these trends with technology, as opposed to just say cut fossil fuels. You're going to have technologies built up that will be able to scrub the atmosphere and get rid of it for us.
Jesus, I mean, you just dropped Kurzweil and you're talking about Orwell, but off camera before we started. You just thought this was a podcast about drinking beer and being some dumb sons of bitches. We're going a little higher brow.
Well, I just like
What'd you say, low and brow?
I love
Look
the
at that.
future, and I love technology, and I love I
would think, but just to find some positive out there and kind of.
Absolutely being able to look at the positive, because if you know me personally, you might think, "Jesus, this guy's doom and gloom," but there are positive things coming out of the woodworks that could potentially change. I'd be interested to see. I'm gonna have to look it up. What you just talked about in the aforementioned bill. There's a lot of cuts to green energy and subsidies. So if that's a company that's something that was subsidized because of the Build Back Better, the other BBB, it could affect the future of that company. So I'm interested.
Not Big Beautiful Baby.
No, that was me when I was little. Actually, you were probably a bigger beautiful baby. I was preemie.
I was a preemie. Yeah, me too. Continuing along positivity for a quick moment, perhaps no better vessel of a human on the planet currently announced that he will be coming to Allegiant Stadium October 4th.
Oh yeah,
the Macca.
Paul McCartney.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I love it.
I think tickets go on sale this coming week. So
I'm sure.
Again, I'm kind of excited about this episode because we're getting out kind of in real time where we're actually talking about things not in retrograde.
Well, if we actually post it, that's the secret. That's the secret sauce.
We'll get it there. What did you guys think of the new kind of segments thing we did with last week's episode? Where we kind of like intro, like then kind of into the gist of it and a wrap up. So that takes additional editing time, and then trying to become a little more fluid with some of the editing software.
Well, we keep saying it, we're going to keep getting better. It's just a matter of learning and becoming one with the software.
I've said this before.
Let me tell a quick Paul McCartney story before we transition.
No, we're not transitioning yet.
Okay, go ahead.
No, you first.
So I was gifted years ago. I was waiting on this gal at one of the bars I worked at, and she's like, "Hey, I have these 2 tickets to the show tonight, and I can't go. Would you be interested in them? I'll sell them to you for like $50. And I said, sure, I'd love to. And I'm like, what's the concert? And she said, Paul McCartney. And he was playing at the MGM Garden Arena. And but this is before cell phones really. Everybody had cell phones, but it was before smartphones, let me just say. So she wrote down her number. She said, call me when you get to the hotel. I'll beat you down in the lobby, and I'll give you the tickets. $100 for 2 tickets. We get there, me and my buddy. We get there. I call her. She comes right down, gives me the tickets. I give her $100. Turns out they're the 3rd row, front and center for Paul McCartney. They're like press passes. And I got to see Paul McCartney sing all of his classic hits. It was wonderful.
Yeah, I mean,
probably one of my favorite concert moments of all time.
I mean, to channel my friend Jason, who spoke recently on another podcast, and I don't remember which one, but was at the SNL 50 and was getting ready to go out of the building, Studio 8H, and he heard that Paul was coming in to do sound check, and he's like, the Paul McCartney? So he had his kids with him, and he said, if there's no one else in the world that is a better vessel that, basically accepts what their role on this planet is, because, I mean, you basically watch people of all creeds, cultures, beliefs, whatever. I mean, they know who the Beatles are. They know who Paul McCartney are. And, you know, if literally they make a grown man, he makes a grown man cry, you know, that to be in the presence of that light is probably something, you know, I would imagine we won't have much longer on this earth, but, you know.
You never know. He's a pretty healthy individual.
He is.
He keeps moving.
Well, and, you know, and on that note, I mean, we're announcing him, but I think, you know, Richard Starkey just hit 80 yesterday. Ringo.
Oh yeah, Ringo.
So
yes. I was like, ooh.
Yeah. You went out. But
I'm just so not used to hearing that I was like, what?
Yeah, of the two remaining Beatles as we know them, I mean, you know, they're both maintaining well into their 80s. Not too bad. Well, Ringo beginning his 80s, but
isn't Paul McCartney close to 90 now?
I'm 83, 84. Without
there's I've heard different things because, you know, being here in Vegas and you know, it is a small town. Knowing a lot of like different people in different industries, I heard that if in order to work for him, you have to if you have to eat like vegan or vegetarian, and any of the food they provide on the tour for anybody is vegan or vegetarian. I'm not really sure if it's vegan or vegetarian. I've heard that.
I mean, you know, small cost to pay to be next to a legend.
Yeah, I mean, like, hey, I won't work with you because you won't let me eat a hamburger. Like,
yeah,
stick with your ideals, man.
Yeah, but that Beyond Burger, that's another BBB word. So.
Yeah. A friend of an acquaintance of mine actually worked his last tour.
Okay.
And got to travel all over South America with him.
Okay.
I was like, that, and I believe Eastern Europe as well. And I kept seeing posts of his, and I was like, that is so cool, man. Can you imagine being able to tour with Paul McCartney?
Be pretty magical. I mean, because again, ancillary to standing side stage or wherever you're at in the production and seeing people that have seen him 100 times or seen him for the first time, just have that look of awe and inspiration and glee on their face.
Shout out to Santana. He's a hell of a guy too.
Yeah, I don't think you're seeing a lot of people on the line, the barrier of the front of the stage, be like, "Fuck you, Paul." You know.
You know what was a cool moment for us was when we went and saw the first show at the Sphere, and Bono was like announced that Paul McCartney was in the crowd, and I'm like, how cool is it that we're at a concert right now that Paul McCartney wants to attend?
Well, and I mean, again, it just charges the room even more because it was the introduction of the Sphere to the world. You two, of course, did a fantastic job.
Dude, it was so crazy. The guys that I had to sit next to, you sat elsewhere. I was lucky you found me one ticket. The guys that I was next to were like yelling, "No more U2, we want more Sphere shit." And I could just feel the rage building up around me. Like because I'm very empathetic. It was scary. I thought people were going to fight for a minute.
So now we're almost 2 years into the Sphere experience, and we have so many more stories to tell, or at least people do that have come to Vegas to enjoy the various acts.
Speaking of Sphere, I showed you a quick video of Backstreet Boys. They just started their residency.
Yeah.
And what do you think of that? Isn't that kind of neat?
I mean, again, it's
sci-fi.
It's a game. The Sphere is a game changer. If you haven't been to it, we've all seen TikToks, Instagram Reels, whatever. But to sit there and actually experience it is the first of the kind in this world, and it's not going anywhere soon. And I don't think there's going to be anything like it in its audacity.
Not for a while anyway.
Not for a while.
Yeah.
But as we talk about things on screen, Darren, yesterday was the release of the new Superman.
Oh, yeah? Really?
Yeah.
I hadn't heard.
You hadn't heard. Product placement. James Gunn, where's our free rep? You saw it already. You saw it. Yeah. Advanced screening. Thoughts?
I saw the Amazon special screening.
Okay.
I loved it. I think it's great. It's the most comic book movie I think I've ever seen. Maybe Suicide Squad. Guardians of the Galaxy definitely, where his movies are definitely in service of the fans, I will say. I think this movie represents Superman as Superman has always been. And, I think the last version with Henry Cavill was more grounded and more like in reality. At least they aim to do that, if you could believe a man can fly anyway. But as far as a fan of comics, this is definitely the most comic booky of those movies.
I cannot speak intelligibly about it because I have not seen it yet. I probably will.
What Superman movies have you seen?
I think, well, as far as the standalone ones, all the Christopher Reeve ones. I saw the Brandon Routh one.
Yeah. Brandon Routh, yeah.
Henry Cavill. I have not seen the current actor whose name I can't think of. But I mean,
David Corenswet.
There you go. So
there you have it.
But I mean,
so let me just go back real quick. Superman 3. Do you remember watching that with Richard Pryor?
Oh yeah.
Like it's so terrible, but it's so good at the same time. Like I remember there was a scene in that movie where I think it's Tess Yeah. She gets like assimilated by the robot or machine. It's supposed to be kind of like Brainiac, but that terrorized me as a kid. Like I was literally like, oh my god, this is the scariest thing. I think computers are going to take over.
But I mean, you go back to the first Superman with Christopher Reeve, and even as a campy like Lex Luthor with Gene Hackman. Thank you. I mean, again, going back to the big films of the 80s, I guess late 70s, 80s with the soundtracks too. I mean, the soundtracks added just as much as to the dynamic.
So that first Superman movie, which is still my I'm going to say that one is still my favorite. But even though it was filmed in 1978 or 77 or whatever, it still stands up. It's a great film. And it has nothing to do with comic books or Superman. It's just an incredible film. The pedigree. You have Richard Donner. You have John Williams writing the score. Fresh off of Star Wars. So, riding high. Just an incredible film. And there's some great shots in that movie too. Single shots. As a film buff, there's a shot where Clark's going throughout the whole Daily Planet. There's a long extended shot that's pretty incredible. There's a couple neat things they did with camera work where Clark's on screen and Superman's on screen and they don't ever cut. And if you're a film buff, but those are some things like when Clark's on the balcony with Lois. If you watch that scene, the transitions are really neat. So
if you're listening or watching on one of the various social mediums, who is your favorite Superman?
I will say there's been a lot of back and forth on social media and in the news saying this version of Superman's woke or whatever. But Superman's always kind of been that way. Superman is fundamentally an immigration story and what's going on in this country right now, whether you're for it or against it. That is his story. He was brought here. He is an illegal. His parents forged his documents, but he learned to be an American, and he learned to be an American in America's heartland, and those are his ideals. So I mean, it is what it is, and I stand by that. If you think the character of Superman is woke now...
Oh, yeah. Forged in Kansas, and we forgot to say Dean Cain, too,
I'm just going to say, yes, Dean Cain.
Yeah.
But if you think the character of Superman is woke now, Superman's never changed. Your ideals have changed. Because he's still the same character fundamentally. I mean, I think there was a controversy where they said it's not truth, justice in the American way, it's truth, justice, and the world's way or something like that now.
Gotcha.
So I guess that's a little bit controversial. I still stand with the truth, justice, the American way, because I think we do live in the greatest country in the world, or one of the greatest countries in the world. Transitioning
into another S word.
Tell me.
You want to take the guess? I mean,
no.
You have the board.
You know what? To be honest with you, because I'm Clark Kent right now, or no, I'm Superman right now. I can't really see the board.
Okay.
Let me become Clark Kent, and then I'll read it.
So I can't see the board either, so we're going to take a dramatic pause.
So we're going to sandwiches.
Sandwiches.
Yeah, I like sandwiches.
Yeah. We were out and about, and we kind of segued, and I was like, that's content. Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Favorite sandwich? Like, not restaurant, so not regional stuff, just like its style.
Oh, my gosh, Chris. That is such a loaded question.
Kind of
like I like my sandwiches loaded.
Yeah.
My favorite sandwich is usually the one I'm eating. Like last night, I had a leftover omelet, so I put it on a pretzel bun that I had with a slice of cheese. I sliced some avocado, and I put some hot sauce on there. Pretty damn good.
But I mean, if you're out in the wild, I mean, so when I did some research on this, I got a different answer. I'm like, okay, that makes sense because I didn't phrase this correctly.
I think,
but regional classics or whatever.
It just depends on where I'm at. I think my guilty pleasure, my favorite sandwich of all time is a Monte Cristo.
Okay.
But usually when I have it, I'm at Disneyland. So you think about that, if you're at Disneyland, your mindset's completely different than it would be anywhere else in the world.
It can't be an episode of Vegas Day Drinkers without an episode of Disney Drop. So
I'm just saying. But I think ultimately my favorite sandwich would be a club sandwich.
Club.
The traditional triple layer, ham, turkey, bacon, mayonnaise, lettuce, tomato, cheese.
Yep. And
cut into 4 slices. And as long as it's like grilled perfectly, and I will say that I've transitioned from using butter when I was a kid to I've learned a secret: use mayonnaise.
Okay.
And to toast your bread or grill your bread. It just adds a nice layer to it. So that would be probably my favorite sandwich.
I mean, let's just throw a couple others out there. You already said the Monte Cristo, the club. I mean, we haven't talked about the Reuben yet, or the pastrami, the Cuban. So these again are regional sandwiches. The Philly,
which are all amazing.
I mean, again, yeah. I mean, the beef on weck. I mean, it's just, again, some of these are more regional from where you go. Now, as I researched this previously, what is considered to be the #1 sandwich in America?
Peanut butter and jelly.
Number 6.
Really?
Yeah. It kind of becomes very basic.
I'd have to say ham and cheese.
Turkey. Number 3, turkey. Number 4, ham. Cheese optional.
Really?
But if you take cheese away from the ham and put it on a grill.
Just a ham sandwich?
Grilled cheese.
Oh, grilled cheese. Oh, take the ham out.
Yeah.
Sorry. Grilled cheese. Yeah.
Top the charts consistently. 79% of Americans say they like or somewhat like the grilled cheese. Number 2 is the chicken sandwich. Again, very basic, fried or grilled.
Okay.
3, turkey. 4, ham. 5, tuna. Again,
I love
4 mentioned. 6, peanut butter and jelly.
Look up Matthew McConaughey's recipe for tuna. It's awesome.
Okay.
A little wasabi.
BLT. Number 7, club sandwich. 8, 9, pulled pork sandwich. So
Nice.
And then 10, again, roast beef and the variations thereof.
Let me just throw a wrench into your works real quick here.
Okay.
If you're having beer, what would your go-to sandwich be? Like, what's your beer and sandwich combo? And and let me just throw one more wrench into the works. Is a hot dog a sandwich? Remember that debate?
Yeah, I don't think so. But I mean, a beer is a burger, but the burger is a conversation for a different day.
Yeah.
Reuben?
Yeah. Guinness and a Reuben?
Yeah, I mean, we're halfway there.
Is that a Bon Jovi reference?
Yeah, once again, we can't escape the guest.
A single episode can't go by without a Bon Jovi.
John Bon Jovi, wherever you are, we're coming for you. So Richie Sambora next.
You know what? He does have a vineyard, right, or a wine company?
I think so, and
a water company as well.
Ownership in one of the XFL football teams. I mean, he's diversified his rock and roll money.
Yeah.
A great place here in Vegas that I always enjoy going to, and I mean the price has gone up too. But like the the deli bar, the Del Mar is what it's called at South Point, does great traditional Jewish style sandwiches. So.
Well, they're owned by the Bagel Cafe, which is up in Summerlin.
Okay.
So that's their sister property.
Okay.
But if you can ever go to the Bagel Cafe, their deli is just to die for. It's amazing. They have sliced meats. They sell the
fried egg sandwiches, desserts.
Yeah, they have everything. That they have you can buy the spreads, everything.
Okay.
So have you ever made it up there?
To Bagel Cafe, no, but I've been to Del Mar. I've got my friend Keith that comes in from Buffalo. He stays at South Point.
Their ho-hos and ding-dongs are incredible. They're like 3 times the size, and they're exactly what you remember when you were a kid. But they are phenomenal, and they sell out daily. Like they never make it the whole day. You got to get there early to get the ho-hos.
Low-hanging fruit. If we talked about BBBs earlier, now we're talking about DDDs.
Hey, what's your preference, ding-dongs or ho-hos?
Depends on what side of the street I'm on. But
I asked my sister that when she was a minor at the time. I was like, "Do you want some ding-dongs or ho-hos?" And she said, "I'll take the ding-dongs." And I was like, all right.
One last thing, when I worked at Steiner's years ago, they would do mostly in summertime, they would do the lunch specials, and there was a cook there for a time. His name was Enrique, not Iglesias. But they put on the menu on Tuesdays or Wednesdays, Enrique's Cuban sandwich. And my God, for being on South Las Vegas Boulevard, you thought this was straight off the streets of Miami. It was so good. And then I used to hard sell that thing to anybody that will listen. I was like, listen, this is the best fucking thing on the menu. And it sold out every week.
Really?
Because it was that good. I mean, just the ham, the pickle, the mustard, it was so good. And there was this guy, Mac McLaughlin, who I think he's retired now, but Mac would come in, and he was doing timeshare at the time, and he would come in and order 10 of them. Not for himself, but for his crew.
Just hand them out.
Just because he had lived at some point in Florida, so he was an auteur of the Cubano, and appreciated it. And he would just go, because he's like, he would eat 2 himself.
Really?
Yeah, in a sitting, and it was that good.
That's amazing. I wish I could still eat like that. Unfortunately.
Yeah, and I think in some iteration it's still on the menu, but as things change and evolve, it's not. Enrique's not there anymore, and maybe the passion or the play of it. Steiner's is still above average, like local bar menu. It's just and maybe the mind's eye just has me in the nostalgia mode now. Yeah,
I love a good sandwich. There's so many great sandwich shops here in town. It's kind of hard to.
Well, here, there, the country.
Yeah, you know, like
One more S word, and then we're going to keep this ball rolling.
Let's
Switch. The data centers, however you want to.
Yeah.
They came out in a local publication this week and said that they're building their first AI factories in Las Vegas, which you and I drive by almost weekly.
You know what's crazy?
215 in Jones area.
I read that the Switch factories are water cooled. We live in the desert.
I think that's true, yeah.
Isn't that crazy? I'm sure, the water gets recycled, but like, that's insane. Like, you'd think it would just be all solar powered because of the space that they take up. I'm sure they do have solar on their roofs, but so if you've never seen it, obviously, if you don't live in Vegas, these warehouses are massive, and they take up probably, what would you say, like 20 city blocks, like even more?
I mean, it's a formidable.
It's crazy, and it's like military style defense. They have 20-foot walls. They have barbed wire. They have armed guards with M16s.
Yeah, they are fully militarized.
Yeah, it's insane.
I've said it before in previous episodes. If there is a zombie apocalypse, I am going there because that's your best chance if you want to live.
I mean, yeah, if you can get in.
Whereas there are traditional data centers, they have them here. They have them up in Reno because I think because there's a large population between, obviously, not just Reno and Las Vegas. There's not necessarily there, but like access to the California markets, right? San Francisco, Los Angeles, providing real time. And where a traditional switch data center would be filled with servers and other various elements of data storage, the AI factories are designed to power artificial intelligence. So not necessarily storage, but the CPU, the processing power. It allows us to create like Twins playoffs or Mission Impossible playoffs on some of our thumbnail covers.
It allows people to make all those stupid AI slop videos that you see all over the internet nowadays.
Now, I was reading that CEO and founder Rob Roy, who founded Switch however many years ago, sold it for $11 billion in 2023 to one of your best letters.
Who, Jeff Bezos? Amazon?
Private equity.
Oh, private equity. PE.
Yeah.
PE.
Which, by the way, folks, Rob Roy is Darren's favorite classic cocktail. Do you remember what's in a Rob Roy?
Yeah, Scotch, vermouth, sweet vermouth.
There you go. Maybe a little dash of bitters.
Dash of bitters, yeah.
Pretty simple.
Very simple.
Yeah.
More simple does that predate the old fashioned? That would be a good question.
I think that's going to be a little research. I want to say no. I think the old fashioned is 1800s still. This was early 1900s, but again, we only have so much room on the dry erase board.
Well, there's the classic Scotch cocktails. You have the Rob Roy, but then you have the Rusty Nail, the Godfather, the Dirty Girl Scout,
the Bobby Baldwin.
Bobby Ball. I don't even know what the Bobby Baldwin is.
It's a variation of it too. I mean, again, it's like your base and then your modifier. It's not too far off.
I personally don't ever put anything in a Scotch. Just gotta enjoy Scotch for what it is. If you have to put something in it, then you're drinking. I mean, I don't want to put down any Scotch, but like I'd say a blended Scotch, like Dewar's or something like that.
We were laughing before we started recording because we're like, when we get deep dive on the actual day drinking stuff for cocktails, we lose it. The metrics are like, we'll pick the most random subject to talk about, and on our TikTok it goes.
Yeah, we talk about drinking, and like you get like 10 views, and then you talk about something stupid like e-scooters.
Yeah.
Or drum brakes.
Yeah. There you go.
Or me being poor and going to Costco.
Right. And there's 3 talking points right there.
Yeah.
Become some of our finest performers. Yeah. Other local news, Boyd Enterprises sold this week its stock in FanDuel, one of the online sporting betting agencies.
Yeah. FanDuel is owned by Boyd. Started by Boyd?
I don't know if it was.
Or did they buy it from?
They bought a $1.5 billion stake, and they took it basically for like a cash option.
So does FanDuel have anything to do with Barstool or ESPN or Disney?
I think they're another separate enterprise.
Another separate enterprise?
Yeah.
I am so not into the betting world. I have no idea. I wouldn't know anything about it.
And as we talk about betting, in a very like kind of doldrum week of like mid-July, NBA Summer League started at Thomas and Mack.
Don't they ever have like so that's all the up and comers, right? They have the rookies.
Yeah, the recently drafted rookies, and then maybe year 1 or 2 players. So Bronny James was playing for the Lakers.
So I remember working at McMullen's. I remember this bus pulled up, and I was like, "What the hell? That's a nice bus." Come to find out, it was LeBron James had purchased it for their team. No, it wasn't the NBA Summer League. It was like a high school league.
Okay.
and they were playing at the Orleans.
Okay.
It was before he was drafted into the NBA, but like there's all these like Greyhound buses and like just Prevost buses, and all of a sudden this bus pulls up and you're like, what the hell kind of bus is that? It's like diamond crusted and like everybody gets out in like their crushed velvet jackets and stuff like that. You're like, what the hell? Then I come to find out it was LeBron James.
Which totally exudes an Irish pub culture.
Yes, exactly.
But
They go hand in hand.
The big game so far is Cooper Flagg, who was recently drafted from the Dallas Mavericks, who was the Duke freshman phenom and highly sought after recruit. Played his first game, quote unquote, in the NBA.
Dallas like just want to be brought to the Vegas market?
We'll see.
Do you think that's what their play is? Do they just want that really bad?
I mean, it's a black helicopter where the tinfoil hat psyop that could be a possibility play. I mean, it's talked about in certain circles. I mean, obviously, I think Vegas is due to get a.
Maybe if we ask the Switch people over with their AI factory, they can figure it out for us. What do you think?
I mean, if they did, then let's go back to FanDuel and put the futures back. See where it's all coming together now?
Yeah.
But yeah, Cooper Flagg played against the Lakers, and he played almost a complete game. It wasn't a great stats game, but to be considered. But this was pretty insane. Tickets courtside for an NBA Summer League game with let's not say unproven talent. They're all obviously talented individuals. $3,000 courtside.
Wow.
For just hedging your bet about seeing a potential future NBA legend.
Just goes to show you there's just enough people in this country with too much money.
There you go. But Summer League is like the 7th through the 19th at Thomas and Mack. I've gone a few times before. Did you go yet with me?
I've never been to a. Okay. I haven't been to a. It was a fun fact about me, and it's probably not a fun fact. It's more of a whatever fact. Whatever facts with Darren. That should be a segment.
Fun fact about Darren.
I have not ever been to a basketball game since Double
Dribble.
No, it's the Sonics sold to.
Okay.
To Oklahoma City,
okay.
And the founder of Starbucks. What's his name?
Howard Schultz.
Howard Schultz sold him. Yeah. And
Did
I
you
just
have
kind of was like,
this morning?
I have it over there. I haven't finished it yet. So I just haven't been back, and I just don't care.
Got it.
Kind
so
of interest.
That's going on through next weekend when the championship game is next Sunday, I believe. And then coinciding with that, for the first time in North America, is freestyle chess.
Is that where you throw the pieces at each other?
Perhaps. I mean, it might go that level. For the first few days, it's going to be done coinciding with the Summer League, so it's going to have NBA players playing for charity. But it's
Is that why I saw a promo of LeBron James playing chess?
Maybe. I didn't see that.
For Amazon Prime Day?
Freestyle chess randomizes starting positions of pieces. So.
So they basically have preset. Oh, they have preset piece layouts. So you just kind of have to go from there rather than playing your. You don't know what you're going to be set up with. I
Correct.
get it.
So I guess this has kind of become...
As a formidable chess player, I get what he's talking about.
I guess this has become one of these cottage industries in Europe and hasn't really taken off here, but the introduction to at least the North American world is in Vegas right now. So
hey, man, why not have more sports? We need more sports, so you just don't see what's going on in the rest of the goddamn world.
And then as we wrap up the middle part of the segment before we get to cheers, I was watching last night as I was doing 1.75 hours of research for this week. I saw that... the grandfather.
I think you should move it up to 1.8.
Okay. The grandfather of psilocybin, Paul Stamets, was on Joe Rogan again recently, last couple of days.
I love this guy, by the way.
He's great. He's great. And I don't know if you guys know what magical mushrooms are or psilocybin, but he was very proud to say that as a study of 2023, 3% of Americans had done psilocybin, which is 8 million people.
I would be in that 3%.
Yeah, which is 8 million people.
Which is one of 8 million.
He considers a revolution. So he makes some very interesting.
Can I just say my thoughts on mushrooms real quick?
Please do.
I believe that when you take hallucinogenics, they kind of like not rewire your brain, but they open up different possibilities in your brain, and they allow you to see more things. Not like as in like grow a third eye kind of weird thing, like Illuminati shit. But just like you can see things through different lights. That being said, when you take mushrooms, your eyes get dilated and they literally let in more light. So things like concerts, like Coldplay concerts that have lots of pretty colors, are enhanced by that. And I actually went to the Coldplay concert and experienced it myself. It was pretty magical.
Or U2 fans that aren't there for the U2 but for the Sphere experience.
yeah, exactly. I recommend it. I recommend it for everybody, especially if you're in kind of like in a funk or you're depressed. I don't recommend doing anything illegal, obviously, but if you go somewhere that has them, like where are they legal now? Amsterdam, Portland, some parts of Portland.
Aren't they trying to decriminalize them in Oregon, Portland, and then Denver, Colorado?
Yeah, go somewhere. You know what? And I would just say this: go somewhere safe where you feel secure. Take them and just kind of just relax and have a good time. You know, hang out with your friends, whatever.
And call Aaron Rodgers on a lifeline.
Stamets is cool though. Do you know I don't know the exact numbers, but he has something like 20 patents with the U.S. military involving.
Really? Yeah, I mean
mushrooms.
Again.
Mycelia?
The great thing about Joe Rogan is if you want long form interviews and podcasts, you definitely get that. But the bad thing about it is, you know, one of our like little background premises, we're going to try and keep all these under an hour, like to and from work. His interview with Stamets a couple of days ago was like almost 3 hours long, and I just got to chop that up. I don't have that much time.
He's got a lot of neat things to say.
That cuts into my 8 hours of research production in an episode, which is a great way to wrap up the middle segment of episode 26, the one we're calling the politics of tips, and we will be right back with our Cheers wrap up.
Shots of joy and pints of glee, dive bar stops and rooftop spree. We're your host on this liquid trail with stories wild that tip the scale. Here's to the sunrise, cheers to the fun, the best entertainment under the sun. No maps, no plans, just drinks that pour. With every round we crave one more.
Okay, third segment, we're back. We're going to wrap up episode 26, the politics of tips, where we're going to talk about our North Star of shows. One of the things we're going to talk about, Cheers, season 1, episode 18, no contest. Darren, I'm going to read you a quick summary. You can give me your bits, I'll give you my bits, and then we'll get back to the Guinness. We have a little more vitamin G left, real quick.
Yeah, cheers.
So we should, pun
intended.
Yeah, there we go. Okay. Diane gets unexpectedly swept into a local barmaid beauty contest that Sam enters her in without her knowledge. The contest is meant to be a lighthearted publicity stunt, but Diane is furious when she finds out she's being objectified, especially considering her intellectual pride and distaste for such superficial displays. Sam, ever the charming womanizer, doesn't initially grasp how insulted Diane feels, creating friction between them. Continued, as the episode unfolds, Diane tries to maintain her dignity while grappling with the pressure and attention from the contest. Ultimately, the episode explores themes of vanity, objectification, and the complex dance of attraction between Diane and Sam. It ends with the characteristic blend of heart and humor, highlighting their growing romantic tension and the show's signature mix of bar banter and deeper character dynamics.
That was deep, Chris.
Yeah, so deep.
Well said.
In the opening segment,
was that AI driven?
Partially, I fed the prompt. But in the opening segment, what they did not allude to in the analysis was former Speaker of the House from 1977 to 87, Tip O'Neill, made a cameo appearance.
Yeah, I'm not aware of his. So that would be 83, right in the early 80s, right?
Yeah.
So beginning of the. Was he during that time, during the Reagan era?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Which I'm thinking to myself on a higher level of why would, I mean, it's a Boston-based show, I get that, and he was from Boston,
He was probably running for re-election at the time.
But I mean, they shot Cheers in California. So I'm thinking, what is Tip doing out in California in the early 80s?
The president of the United States is from California.
That's true.
So it could have been a retreat. It could have been like he was running for re-election. Who knows? I'm sure it had probably something to do with running for re-election
But to feed into the narrative of the times we live in right now, guess who was the recently named head of the California Democratic Party back then?
Who?
Nancy Pelosi.
Oh, really?
So maybe he was out
Phil-
stumping for her too.
Man, people do not like that woman. Let me tell you.
Yeah. What's
It's so funny nowadays. Like if you have a D or an R in front of your name, it's just kind of like.
It's funny because I had this guy out of LA last night at the bar, Armenian guy. His name was Garth. That's what he said his name was anyway.
Awesome.
And so he started. See
Garth from Garth Brooks or Garth from
I don't know. Blame it all on
Wayne's World.
Blame it all on his roots.
Was he a Wayne's World or was he a Brooks?
He's probably more Wayne's World because he came in on the party. His party bus had already started at LA.
So you're like, he does have a licorice dispenser on the roof
but
of his car.
he was a real estate developer, and he ends up talking with this other gentleman this is why bars are great. And maybe I was thinking about this last night too. Maybe it shouldn't be sip, socialize, shine. Maybe it should be sip, socialize, be interesting. Because these two, I would have never paired them to have a conversation in their lives together. Yeah. And that was me maybe being stereotypical or prejudging. But these two fully engaged. And he had already started his party. He was waiting for his friend to land.
Well, I would tell you that you and I both know that we have more in common than we don't.
Right.
Social media brings out the worst in people.
I mean, the funny thing is, he's got a screensaver picture of Nancy Pelosi on his iPhone.
Oh, really?
And the other guy sees it. He goes, "Why do you have a screensaver picture of Nancy Pelosi on your iPhone?" He goes, "Bro, if you can't beat her, join her."
Oh, you know what? He's probably a member of Autopilot. Have you heard about Autopilot?
No.
Autopilot's an app that allows you to invest with select politicians. So
now, yes, because he alluded, not Autopilot specifically, but he said, "You know what my investment strategy is?" He goes, "I invest whatever she does."
Yes, I do the same thing too. I don't have much money in it, but you take $1,000 and you just say, "Hey, invest in whatever these politicians are investing in," and hey, I'm making money. Not a lot, but I'm making money.
I mean, Autopilot, if you want to endorse this segment of the episode,
yeah, if you can't beat them, join them, right?
Yeah. So, again. As we, I think, have 5 episodes left in the first season of Cheers, the growing tension between Sam and Diane lingers.
Oh yeah. I love the end when she wins she ultimately wins the competition, but she kind of falls into the role. It's kind of funny. The whole episode, she is against it, he's for it. She kind of falls into the role that she's playing in this, and then she actually ends up winning the competition by playing the role. And then being disgusted by herself, but ultimately she wins the prize. The final prize is a trip to Barbados, and then she's all in. She's like, "I love this. I love everything about it."
Yeah.
And and then the shame kicks in, and what Sam's like, "I'll be a gentleman. I'll go with you if you take me with you." And she's like, "Absolutely not."
And then he goes, "I'll be a perfect gentleman." And she goes, "Will you?" And he goes, "Cross my heart." And then she goes, "Absolutely no."
Yeah, she knows he will absolutely not.
Yeah.
And she doesn't want to reward him for putting her in that situation.
So this was a fun episode.
It was fun.
It feels to get back on the tracks. Not that we were off the tracks.
Coach, I think, again, Coach and Carla always stealing the show. Like she, with her comment, she's like, who wants to be in these competitions? And Carla's like, I do, but I'm always fucking pregnant.
Yeah.
And then Coach with she say? She said something about Diane said something about being a cow. And then Coach comes over and he's like, yeah, the judges do this, they that, and then they tell the cows where to go. Just cementing what Diane just said.
Right.
I'm like, oh my gosh, she's hilarious.
Yeah. Okay. Back to some regularly formatted things. Glenn from Neon Desert Brewing reached out. We put that compendium piece up. So it sounds like we might be back out there again soon with the meadery.
Meadery.
Just some communication happened. I think midweek we might get busy again.
Meadery is a verb. Like, I need to go out and put more coins into the meadery.
Yeah. Or if you're not dating a lot, you might go out and meadery.
Meter eat.
Thank you for listening. Like, subscribe, leave some comments.
No, Chris, you're welcome for listening.
Yes. All that, which is a great way to wrap it up. And dare we say, sip, socialize, be interesting.
Yeah. Did you read that article I sent you? The cracked one?
No.
Well, it's kind of funny that you say that, because that article that you have yet to read, and you will now, it essentially says be interesting.
Yeah.
So there you go.
We're trying to be, folks. If we're not, then just shame us on social media, and then we'll figure it out again.
Yeah, if you don't like me, then that's fine, because there's a lot of people that don't like me. That's totally fine.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Everybody loves you. This guy, though. They love it.
Oh, speaking of that, final wrap up. Larry David coming back next year to coincide with the 250th anniversary of America. doing a series on HBO with the Obamas.
What? Larry David.
Larry David. Coming out of retirement after Curb, he is going to be showrunner, producer, star, and I don't know what capacity the Obama's production company is going to be in it, but it's going to be a 6-part series on HBO next year.
All about America.
Yeah, how about that?
I love this country.
Man, I mean, if we're going to name episode 26 the politics of tips, we just really added to it right there.
Don't talk to me about politics, Chris.
Okay, just a tip. Okay, thanks, guys.